Welcome to Portland Wrestling Uncut. Making their way to the ringside area right now, Exile and the man at the center of controversy, the 7-time Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion, the Grappler. And Grappler, you've got your
taking over the Northwest.
You've got your scabs in tow, Grappler.
Replacement wrestlers, Joe. Don't call them scabs.
All right, well, Grappler, be that as it may, last week you were at the center of controversy. You brought in your scab wrestlers, and that led to a battle royal to determine the #1 contender. Well, your man, Exile, did win, and tonight...
I did it! Hey, I accomplished it again. I got you a Northwest heavyweight title match. See, brother, I told you. It's in my blood. I can't lose. You're up on top again, Exile, because of me.
Let me tell you something. I don't need your help. I got that title shot.
Well, Exile will face Big Ugly in the main event tonight for our Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship. And I understand not only that, you're able to secure a tag team championship match as well.
Cleaver and Eric Baden, yes, sir, buddy. I got them a tag title match against the Blanchards. Today, you're going to get to witness the Blanchards going down, and the titles are switching hands. The heavyweight title, the tag titles, all the gold is coming to the Grappler's camp. One more time.
All right, well, Grappler, I do have to give you... Wait a minute. I heard music. I know that music. That's Gentleman George Michael's entrance music. God save the Queen indeed. Oh, boy. Gentleman George.
Oh, here's the deal, Joe. If you're out here and you're making all these bloody matches, and I'm telling you what, I've been looked over, I've been looked by, and I'm tired of it. Here's what's going to happen. You had that little snot-nosed colt out here, and he beat me. He got lucky. He's a little cheat, just like his old man, and if I would have had any idea that that little goat would have gotten me like that, I would have never agreed to it. So here's what I've got to say. I'm saying I want a rematch with that little squirt, and I will prove my weathers right out there to each and everybody here. Now, I am not going to leave until you give me that match.
You want one more shot at Colt Toombs.
That's correct.
I tell you what, buddy, I got the green light from the promotion, okay? You want that match?
Yes, I do. You make it happen, Grappler. You make it happen, and I tell you what, I will tear that kid apart.
You got your chance, buddy.
Well, the Rats are jumping the ship, aligning themselves with the Grappler. And wait a minute, we've got more music. Wait a minute, here comes Mike Santiago now. Speaking of Rats. Hey, Mike, how are you?
I'm a little pissed off, Joe. You know what I don't understand, Joe? All these people in the KPTV studios, all the people watching at home, you guys cheer for a bully. A couple weeks ago, I was sitting here talking, minding my own business, and the biggest bully of all Portland Wrestling Uncut, Thunder, comes up and hits me behind with a foreign object.
A cowbell, and I believe he knocked you out.
It did knock me out, and you know what? I still have headaches, but it hasn't stopped me. Mike Santiago was taught, unlike all these people out here, unlike all these people, I was taught not to support bullies, but to take the bully, slap him in the face, and show him who's boss. So Thunder, tonight, you want to be the bully? You want to be big and loud? Well, step up to the order, and you're going to be mine.
You want a match with Thunder?
I want Thunder. I want Thunder.
You want the big man?
Thunder's big and loud. Lightning
I want
destroys.
to shake your hand, brother. You got more guts than you do brains, but I'll tell you what, that may take you a long way.
And I have
in
way more
professional wrestling
and I
business.
have way more skill than I have brains, believe it.
You got that match too. I'm gonna tell you something right now. While all the rest are in the back laughing and joking, my boys are gonna be out front cooking and smoking, Joe. You watch tonight. It ain't over, Daddy. We're winning all the belts and we're taking them all home.
The Grappler's hostile takeover continues tonight. A heavyweight championship match, and coming up next, we're going to see Gentleman George versus Colt Toombs. You're watching Portland Wrestling Uncut.
Entering the arena at this time, weighing in at 197 pounds from Hillsboro, Oregon,
Colt Toombs.
Welcome back to Portland Wrestling Uncut. Joining me again this week on commentary is our friend from 1080 The Fan, Josh Wilcox.
Bloody cheetah this time either. Got my eye on him. I know better.
All right, here we go. The lockup from Gentleman George Michael on Colt Toombs.
Well, George got what he wanted, right?
Yeah, he said, you know, it was several months ago that Colt Toombs knocked out Gentleman George Michael in his debut. And Gentleman George, I guess, feels that he hasn't been properly utilized ever since then because of this. So he went to the grappler. I guess he sees that the grappler is getting some success for his men, like Exile, who's got a heavyweight title match tonight. And he says, hey, you know what? I want to make a mark. I want a fresh start. Get me Colt Toombs in the ring tonight.
Well, you know, George is from New England, right?
Well, he says he's from Leeds, England, by way of Gresham, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I'm not exactly sure. But he has apparently aligned himself somewhat with the grappler, who's now sending out some of his scab wrestlers. There we see Brickhouse Beretta, El Phoenix, and whoever that guy is that wears the Rey Mysterio mask.
Yeah, that's interesting. So he's sending guys out. He kind of jumped ship. We've seen some guys jump ship. Now Santiago comes up for later, wants another match. And what grappler's taking over? Is that what's going on here?
Like
This
I said,
hostile takeover.
it seems like a hostile takeover. He's got a heavyweight title match tonight. He's got a tag team title match tonight. He's setting up matches with his enemies. Colt Toombs, you'll remember, is the man who ended the grappler's wrestling career. So he would love to see Colt Toombs get a little comeuppance tonight at the hands of Gentleman George Michael. And of course, there's no love lost between Grappler and Thunder tonight will face Mike Santiago. So yeah, he's stacking the card and again trying to take over Portland Wrestling Uncut.
Yeah. You know, is it more people or is it quality people? He's bringing some other guys in. And I think George, thinks he can make an impact. And if the grappler, that's one thing, though, is nobody really realized maybe how much animosity he has towards Roddy Piper, and now with Colt beating him, making the grappler retire.
Yeah, 2 generations of hate for the grappler.
Yes.
He's not a fan of Roddy Piper. He's not a fan of his son either.
No, and Colt's doing a great job. You know, Colt's still...
Look out, back body drop there by Gentleman George Michael,
Let's be
taking down
100%
Colt
honest.
Toombs.
Colt is still kind of a rookie in this
Very
sport.
much so, no question
And he's
about
done
it.
a great job improving match by match. I know he's a well-trained athlete. That's
absolutely.
Said,
Fantastic
but there's
athlete.
the other things. There's learning how to carry yourself. It's the travel, the training, watching film, and he does that. And he has the right place to do it, learning from the right guys, and he's done a great job. Great success as a rookie.
Well, you know, he was trained in mixed martial arts by Team Quest. Matt Lindland, of course, an Olympic medalist.
Yes.
Randy Couture, Chael Sonnen also came out of there.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's made the transition to professional wrestling, following in the footsteps, of course, of the Hall of Famer, his father, Roddy Piper.
And that's a difficult thing to do, to follow in a father's footsteps when they've been successful in a sport. It happened to me, following my father's footsteps to the NFL. And what Colt can do here is stand on his own and go out there and get a good victory over a veteran. That's what you have to have as a young rookie.
Our younger viewers, Josh, may not realize this, that your father was a Hall of Fame NFL player.
Yeah.
So you can very much relate to what Colt Toombs is going through. What's it like to follow in the footsteps of a Hall of Famer?
Well, there's a lot more eyes on you. I mean, you think about it, people look at you, watch how you walk. I mean, when you have the last name and you carry that last name, there's a lot of pressure put on you by outside sources. The best thing Colt can do is keep improving on his own.
And
He
look
went
at
out,
that.
started MMA.
Some improvement there. The drop toe hold, getting the side headlock there on Gentleman George Michael, but I don't like it. We've still got these scab wrestlers there at ringside. You know, basically, for people who didn't see last week, the grappler's been given the green light to bring in wrestlers from all these different promotions. He's talked to Championship Wrestling in Hollywood, other promotions throughout the Northwest. He's bringing these guys in to take the spots of some of the guys who he doesn't like Colt Toombs, like Thunder. Oh, and look at that. Gentleman George Michael getting the upper hand there
That's
on
a
Colt
veteran
Toombs.
move.
Yes.
That's a veteran move.
Gentleman George Michael is a veteran of the Northwest Ring Wars, the native, if you will, of Leeds, England, now taking the boots to Colt Toombs. I will say this for Gentleman George, he's doing a lot better than the last time he met Colt Toombs.
Oh, by far. He's taking advantage and using those wily tricks that only a veteran like George could use.
And you know what a master manipulator the grappler is. You know, he's basically playing off these wrestlers' animosities. Hey, oh, you don't like Colt Toombs? I'll tell you what, I don't like Colt Toombs either. Why don't you take him out for me? You don't like Thunder? I don't like Thunder either.
Hey, you don't have to like what the
Wait a second. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, boy, Colt Toombs almost rolled up Gentleman George Michael from a pinfall there, but the veteran was able to kick out, and now he's taking it back to Colt Toombs, who's fighting back with some right hands. Look at that. The mixed martial artist with some right hands. Look at those. There. Woo! That combination there, Josh.
There's some fighting. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Taking what you know and is your strength and bring it in your repertoire.
All right. Gentleman George off the ropes. Back body drop by Colt Toombs. And now he is in the driver's seat here against Gentleman George Michael, locking in that arm bar. Of course, for an accomplished mixed martial arts like Cole Toombs, this could actually be a submission hold. You know,
Oh, yeah.
most wrestlers, this is just a wear down move, but he knows how to put down a
Right
real
there.
deal armbar.
Yeah,
Now
throw
go to that
down.
top wrist lock.
Go right there, and that's the thing with Cole Toombs, what he can bring in there and use his strengths that he has. Be honest, he's still a rookie, so his base and foundation, he's still learning. But take what he's really good at, establish that, and add it in your repertoire, and he's done that.
Body slam by gentleman George Michael now coming off the rope. And of course, folks, we can't forget tonight, we do have a heavyweight championship match. Big Ugly will defend against Exile. Now, Exile, we have seen in recent weeks, maybe not terribly happy with the direction the grappler's been giving him. Nonetheless, he's still under contract with the grappler, and he will be fighting for the heavyweight championship tonight.
Yeah, sometimes when you work or sign a contract, it doesn't always end up the way you want it, so sometimes you have to tough it out. But you've seen that kind of, I don't want to say separation, but it seems that, you know, he won the Battle Royal, and then the grappler runs in there to raise his arm, and then he said, not so fast, my friend.
Well, you know, like the grappler kind of taking credit for Exile's success, but what else is new?
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what he's doing. He's trying to take over Portland Wrestling Uncut on the backs of all these other wrestlers that he's bringing from other territories. He's not doing the dirty work.
No,
he's bringing other people to do it for him. And look out, here comes Gentleman George, and Colt wraps him up. 1, 2, and 3. He gets a pinfall. Colt Toombs with the, wait a minute, here comes the scab.
Winner,
Colt Toombs. Now, wait a second, the grappler scab.
4-on-1.
Beretta Phoenix taking their boots at Colt Toombs, who just went fair and square. This is not right. These scabs have no business doing this to Colt Toombs. And Gentleman George, look, he's in on it too. This man, wait a minute, here comes Patrick Large. Colt Toombs' tag team partner coming to the rescue. All right,
there you
finally
go.
A semblance of order. You know what? I'm gonna head over to the corner here, and I'm gonna see if I can get a word with Colt Toombs and Patrick Large. All right. Colt, Patrick, if I could bring you down here. Colt, Patrick, please. A big victory for Colt Toombs. Colt, you're now 2-0 against gentleman George Michael, but the Scabs tried to make an impact. Your partner came to your aid tonight.
Yes, you did, Captain, didn't you?
I did. You know what? We got ourselves a big problem on our hands tonight. We got these Scabs coming over here. They're trying to take this company that we built from the ground. Colt, one thing's for sure. We need to get it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Together,
Oh,
we're unstoppable.
you're my cap, man. We've been together, separate apart. I've come to help you. You've come to help me. We are a team no matter what.
There's one thing for sure. None of these Scabs are going to do nothing as long as we're standing side by side right here. They're not going to take my company. You know what? I think it's about time we get a little bit of partying on. Last night, you missed a hell of a party. There was tons of fine ladies, tons of them, and that's where we need to go right now.
You didn't call, text,
I tried.
you tweet me.
I tried.
Family show, guys. All right, now, thank you very much, Colt Toombs and Patrick Large. Best of luck, gentlemen. Can't wait to see you back in action real soon. Congratulations. Big victory for Colt Toombs. And coming up next, a Pacific Northwest Tag Team Championship match. You're watching Portland Wrestling Uncut. This segment is brought to you by Rick's Auto Sales in Rainier. Welcome back to Portland Wrestling Uncut. Making his way to the ringside area, the Hall of Famer, our very own Roddy Piper. Hot Rod, always a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Come right here. I'll tell you, come turn around here. The pleasure is I'm always with some pretty ladies. Yeah, and I'm honored to be here. I watched what you were doing. They're killing you.
I know. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, but this lady here, she is our guest this week. She's the guest of the week. We're going to have a lady every week, and she is an honor student.
All right.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now.
Wait, you were an honor student too, weren't you, Rod?
Was I an honor student?
I seem to remember hearing that.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks a lot. In bagpipes, I was. Yes. And so you can have like two guesses. Whose daughter do you think she is? Lantern. I don't know Lantern. Bubba. Thunder. Bubba.
Would you introduce your daddy for us?
Wait, before we do that, I want you to say your hi to your friends in school.
I like to say hi to my friends Tyler and Cheyenne that live in Eugene.
Yeah.
All right.
Now don't let me mess this up. And what's the name of your school teacher?
Miss Julie.
Okay.
Think about that. Okay.
Yeah, and give Miss Julie the
Now wait a minute. Who's your daddy? Here he is. Whoever guessed Bubba Blanchard was correct. All right, the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champions, the Blanchard brothers and Mr. Ooh La La. Bubba, I know you're very proud of your daughter. Our fan of the week.
Fan of the week, that's exactly right. Unfortunately, she wasn't born with her dad's verbal skills, but we're going to let that slide a little bit. She is as tough as they come, let me guarantee you that right now. But I made a phone call to the powers that be at Portland Wrestling Uncut, and I let them know a little something about this little girl right here. One, I'm very proud of her. Number two is, at Gillum Elementary in Eugene, Oregon, she is in the Gillum Elementary Hall of Fame due to work in the classroom and in the community. Work in the classroom and in the community. She called me on the telephone. She said, Dad, I got voted in the Gillum Elementary Hall of Fame. I said, honey, I couldn't be more proud of you. That's all that matters to me is your education. She says, Dad, I want to do something special. I said, of course you can do something special. What do you want to do, honey? She goes, you know, Dad, I've been saving 2 jars of change for 5 years now. I want to cash them in and I want to go shopping. Well, I said, hell yeah, every little girl wants to go shopping. So you go shopping. And then she finds out about the trials and tribulations that we got going on here at Portland Wrestling Uncut with unprofessional people treating us like dirt. And she's grown up in the locker rooms. She's grown up around guys like Roddy Piper, around her uncle Jeremy Blanchard. She's grown up around Dr. Cleaver Quiz. She's grown up around all the boys. They're her family. So what does she say? She says, Dad, I'm not going to go shopping. Let's take that money and let's buy the boys something to eat, because we like to eat around our household. So at the last television taping, my daughter spent 5 years of earnings with her change and bought the boys catering. That's the character that she's got. That's the character that she's got. She's got more character than anybody else.
Well, from one Hall of Famer to the next, Hot Rod.
She's beautiful, and we're a family. And right now, because Bubba scares me, I'm going to leave because they got to fight.
Yeah, yes.
And ooh la la, you're a perfect distance away. Thank you.
Well, sweetheart, thank you so much. It was great to see you. But Jeremy, we got to get to business. Right now, you do have a tag team championship match against Dr. Cleaver and Baden, the Grapplers men.
Well, the first mistake you made, Eric Baden, was coming in here. Don't you ever put your hands on my family. And don't you ever try to take food off my family's table. He just told an amazing story about my niece and how just remarkable that young lady is to spend her money on us to make sure that we're fed. You don't touch my family. I can tell you this right now. You want a war? You got 2 of the greatest in the Northwest, and we got these to prove them. Bring it on.
All right, it is go time. The Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champions heading to the ring right now for their opponent. Let's send it to Devin Dawson. Devin.
Entering the arena at this time, their opponents, Dr. Cleaver and Eric Baden.
All right, Josh, well, here we go. The Grapplers men, Dr. Cleaver and Eric Baden. Of course, Baden, one of those scabs that he brought in there. Cleaver, a long-time charge with the Grappler, and they're going to get a shot at the Tag Team Championship. That was a nice little moment there with Bubba Blanchard and his daughter. This is a family affair.
That proud papa right there. There's a proud papa, and you have to give her all the credit in the world out in the community wanting to buy the guys food. I mean, think about that.
And if you've ever tried to feed a locker room of wrestlers, folks, that don't come cheap.
That had to be a lot of money, actually. I mean, she might have had more money in there than we're thinking about.
I'd hate to see the size of that piggy bank.
Yeah.
It was a giant sow, I can tell you that. All right, well, here we go. Our first of 2 title matches tonight. Of course, tonight, Big Ugly will defend against Exile for the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship. And right now, a tag team title match. The Blanchard brothers versus Baden and Cleaver. And who's going to start out there? Okay, it looks like it is going to be Baden. A little bait and hook there. Okay, here we go. Yes, it's going to be Eric Baden and Jeremy Blanchard starting out in the ring.
We heard from Jeremy earlier last week. They put his hands on his family. You don't do that.
Boy, the Blanchards is one family you don't want on your bad side.
No.
Boy.
That would be an interesting family feud if they ever had one, right?
Yeah, I mean, Bubba Blanchard, just hearing him talk scares me.
Yes.
Then you watch the man suplex people, throw him halfway around the ring. Terrifying. Of course, Jeremy Blanchard, his brother, the wily ring veteran, he knows about a million ways to win a match. So, yeah, not guys you want on your bad side, but there's no, look at those chops there from Baden. There's no question that these guys are on the bad side of the grappler and vice versa.
Yeah, and, it's interesting to see these guys are the champions. Now they come in. One guy hasn't even hardly been here, and he gets a tag shot.
Well,
I mean, the grappler's taken over in that sense.
Last week, Baden, if you'll remember, he started out, it was a match with Bubba Blanchard. Jeremy came to his rescue. It became kind of a handicap match with Brickhouse Beretta getting involved. And I think the Blanchards wanted a little get back on Baden. Teach him a little lesson tonight. They're getting that opportunity to do so.
No, exactly. Getting the opportunity, and they wanted this. I mean, it's not a match that they ducked away from. The Blanchards don't duck away from any matches, but when family's involved, you touch his family, they're coming after you.
Yeah, Eric Baden, for those of you who haven't heard about him, of course, he was on the show last week. He's competed for numerous promotions throughout the area, most recently Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. He's also wrestled for other promotions in the Northwest and in California as well, but made his Uncut debut last week. A big tussle with the Blanchard brothers, and now looking to make an impact and maybe even take home some championship gold in just his second week.
Well, the grappler wants all that gold. Think about this. He could have the opportunity by the end of this show tonight. He could be going home with 3 straps, 2 tag belts, and a heavyweight belt.
That's what he wants to do. He wants to control the belts. He wants to control the roster. It's a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
That's what I've called it. That's what it is. The grappler, a hostile takeover of Portland Wrestling Uncut. He's working with wrestlers from various promotions to do so. His scabs, and then of course men like Dr. Cleaver and Exile, who's going to fight for the heavyweight title tonight.
Well, and then we saw, is Gentleman George officially going to? I mean, he tried to come out here earlier and make an impact. He lost again.
It's like I said, it's kind of the rats jumping ship.
Yeah.
And Gentleman George Michael and Mike Santiago, they saw the success the grappler had last week, the impact he was able to make. They want to be a part of it. And I guess they figured that the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
They both, Santiago and the grappler both hate thunder. They'll take him on.
Yeah, I'm not a big believer in the grass is always greener on the other side. So sometimes sitting back there, how much success can the grappler have? He's had some success. He can make matches. Who wouldn't want that opportunity?
Right. Well, to align yourself with the 7-time Pacific Northwest heavyweight champion, a man who knows how to win titles here in the great Pacific Northwest. I mean, there's not a better coach than the grappler, of course, with the possible exception of our own Roddy Piper.
Yes, exactly. And, but a 7-time champ, would you expect some of the actions of the grappler? It's kind of surprising some of the actions I've seen from him the last couple months.
If I didn't watch his wrestling career, it would be a surprise, Josh. But then again, this was the man who made a career by kicking people with a loaded boot.
Yep.
So I guess none of this should take us by surprise. And look out! Bubba Plex by Big Bubba Blanchard dropping down Eric Baden. Welcome to Portland Wrestling Uncut.
That's a big Bubba Plex there.
Yeah, he is the Uncut Suplex Factory. He's got a million ways to throw you, and there's 2 right there.
Ooh. It's not looking so strong. Oh, rake of the eyes.
Now, Josh, in your wrestling heyday, could you have pulled off a set of tights like the one that Bubba Blanchard is wearing today, the pink cheetah pattern?
No, absolutely not. I could not. I might have pulled off some Zubas, but I don't think that I could pull that off.
It's kind of a Bret Hart meets Tarzan look for Jeremy Blanchard. And look at this.
Have you ever had to wear one of those in the morning, Joe?
Not for the morning show, no, but what I do in my personal life is my own business, and I'd rather not address that right
we
now.
won't go into Joe V personal life this show.
Thank you very much. Dr. Cleaver right now taking it to Bubba Blanchard, choking him out there. Of course, Dr. Cleaver, we've seen a change in the doc ever since he aligned himself with the grappler. Look out! Oh, big suplex there by Dr. Cleaver. Of course, he got rid of the mohawk. He used to be the guy that came out with the big funny haircut.
Yep.
He was smiling, kind of that goofy smile. That smile's gone.
Yeah, he's taking the intensity up level to 12.
He is not here to play. He's not here to smile. He's not here to make friends. And neither's Bubba Blanchard. Look at that, a half Nelson suplex.
Wow, that's a big man to throw around like that. That's some power.
Yeah,
and you know what you talk about suplex, it comes from your hips. It comes from the motion of your hips. It's not all upper body. Fantastic job by Bubba getting him down there. Now you got to come back, though.
Yeah, throwing a guy that's probably, 6 inches taller than you. No easy task. Here comes Bubba Blanchard. Double clothesline, and down goes Dr. Cleaver and Bubba Blanchard, both looking for the tag. Of course, Jeremy, you can see him there in the corner, and there's Baden Grappler trying to will Dr. Cleaver to get to the ring.
Oh, and look on the other side. Well, they have the life coach, the Blanchard brothers, but at the same time, in this situation, you have a 7-time vet in the other corner.
They both made the tag. They both made the tag. And here comes Jeremy Blanchard, a house of fire, dropping Baden, dropping Cleaver, and Big JB means business tonight.
Laying it on him, getting after him.
taking it to Eric Baden right now in the corner. Right hands there from Jeremy. He's calling out to his brother, Bubba Blanchard, catching his breath. Oh, and from behind with the double axe handle comes Dr. Cleaver.
Double team.
I'll tell you, man, Dr. Cleaver and Baden, they do mean business. Baden may be a scab, but just because you're a scab doesn't mean you're no good. This guy does know his way around the ring. Oh, look out! Dr. Cleaver missed Jeremy in the ring. Oh, and look at that, a double move. And Jeremy Blanchard gets the pinfall, the back suplex into the
And
clothesline.
your winners, the Blanchards!
A big victory. It was a suplex and clothesline combination and a victory for the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champions.
They wanted that one. Like he said, you don't touch family.
All right, a big victory for the Blanchards, but folks, still to come, a Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship match, Big Ugly versus Exile. You're watching Portland Wrestling Uncut. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, I wanted to let you know that Portland Wrestling Uncut is teaming up with the Boy Scouts to send you over the edge. Check it out. It's a very cool fundraiser that will take place June the 28th. Participants will be rappelling from the top of the U.S. Bancorp Tower to raise money for our local Boy Scouts. Now, 2 members of the Portland Wrestling Uncut roster will be participating. Colt Toombs and Exile will be rappelling from the very top of Big Pink, the U.S. Bancorp Tower. I think they might need a little extra rope for Exile there, the heavy-duty stuff. But, folks, what we need is you to hop online and pledge your support. Go to cpcbsa.org/edge. Again, cpcbsa.org/edge, and pledge to help out Over the Edge and the Boy Scouts of America. And speaking of over the edge, a man who always is on the edge, the one, the only, the man they call Thunder. Big man, great to see you. Now, Thunder, I understand Wade Hess had a family commitment. He couldn't be here today. You're on your own. First of all, I want to get your thoughts. What's going on? Obviously, we've got a match tonight with Mike Santiago, but your thoughts on the grappler and all the men he's bringing into Portland Wrestling Uncut.
There's one thing that I get going for me, and that's scab smash! Take them all out. I don't know why the hell they're here. We don't need them here. We are better off without them. And I will destroy whatever scab who wants to get in the ring with me.
Well, one man that we're going to have tonight facing you, he's not a scab, but he is apparently aligning himself with the grappler, the heat seeker, Mike Santiago. You've got a match with him tonight.
I don't see the man. He must be kind of...
Mike Santiago, what are you doing? Mike Santiago's running the ring. He's telling the referee to start the count. Josh, it looks like the match is underway right now. Mike Santiago versus Thunder.
Big match. Joe B, he just got nailed by a cowbell again. And that's kind of, I don't know, at the same time I don't agree with what he did, but isn't that payback?
Well, yeah, you'll remember it was about a month ago that Mike Santiago was attacked by Thunder in that very same fashion. Thunder took him out with a cowbell.
Are you okay? First of all, man, I should have asked that.
Light flashed before my eyes, but look at the man they call Thunder. You don't ever see him laid out quite like this, but a sneak attack with that foreign object, and now we've got a match. Mike Santiago taking the early advantage, and it's before the bell rang, so it's not a disqualification.
Not a big Santiago fan, but maybe his association with the grappler had that happen. I don't know if Santiago could have figured that out for himself. Maybe the grappler helped coach him to do that.
It's not the sportsmanlike thing to do, but you can't argue with the strategy.
No.
I mean, here's a man that outweighs you about 100 pounds. The man they call Thunder, one of the strongest men on the roster. Take any advantage you can get.
Well, and it's a payback as well. It happened to him.
Yeah.
So, as they go around in Thunder, he's not liking these guys that are jumping over. Like Santiago, who's been here before, jumping over, as you say, the rat's leaving. You're going to see who's really going over the grappler. Thunder's not going to stand for these guys coming in or the grappler trying to take over. He's going to get that locker room, everybody in there, and he's going to give it with all his heart and effort. You've seen it on TV. Every Saturday you see him, he has the heart, the effort.
Yeah.
This is a true leader of the locker room.
A warrior, if there ever was one, the man they call Thunder, of course, and no friend of the Grappler. For months, he went to war with the Grappler's men, trying to free his brother Wade Hess from a contract, and Grappler made Thunder's life a living hell, and I'm sure he's enjoying every minute of this right now, seeing Thunder writhing in pain out there as he faces the heat seeker Mike Santiago.
Yeah, and Santiago, again, comes in there, not a very popular guy anywhere.
Not at all. Not in his own home.
Yeah, I don't even think in his own mind.
Exactly. I don't know. Look at that, though. You can't argue with his technical acumen.
No, he's
Look
got
at
some
that
good
submission
skills. It's just if he could ever put it together, and maybe, maybe the Grappler's the one to help him get to success. I don't like the road he's going down. His attitude to me is not something that stands out. Isn't that positive attitude, but maybe for success for Santiago is going with the Grappler.
Yeah. Like we said, a 7-time Pacific Northwest heavyweight champion. Santiago wants to follow in those footsteps, but look out, Thunder with a big clothesline, the Thunder line, and finally drops the heat seeker Mike Santiago.
Yeah, that cowbell attack took a lot out of him. Now he's coming back here. Santiago's been staying on him hard, but Thunder's just a big guy, tough, strong.
And we all know the injuries that Thunder's dealt with, from the torn pectoral muscle to the knee injuries. He's a man in need of several surgeries.
Well, you can see it right there as he's wrestling. He's got his knee brace on. He's got his thigh wrapped up.
But he never quits. He never gives up. I mean, you have to pretty much, I don't want to say kill the man, but you got to just absolutely lay him out. And look at these knees from Mike Santiago. Of course, he's going to try to use that speed and the momentum to take down Thunder. Wait a minute! But those knees only had so much effect. A massive headbutt by Thunder. And you can feel that back here, Josh.
Yeah, exactly. And Thunder's got these big, powerful moves. And for a smaller guy like Santiago, he's got to stay on him quicker. I can't see Santiago. Why does he turn around?
Right. Why? Yeah, exactly. Why turn your back?
You have the advantage.
On Thunder, exactly. Stay on him. He likes to get in the crowd's face, too. He likes to rub it in everybody's face, and that's what he's doing right here. Of course, maybe taking his eye off the ball, but right now he's still got the advantage on Thunder. I wouldn't have thought going into this that you would have seen Santiago controlling the pace of the match like this, but wait a minute.
Right as you say it,
I spoke too soon, apparently, because here comes Thunder, and he's locking in a full Nelson on Mike Santiago, and there's nowhere to go for the heat-seeking Puerto Rican.
Full Nelsons are not fun to be in at all.
Especially when you've got those giant arms of Thunder wrapped around Mike Santiago. Wait a minute. Here come the scabs. Brickhouse Beretta, El Phoenix, and this other guy, I don't know who he is.
The question mark.
Taking out Thunder. What is this? We saw this earlier. They came out to take out Cole Toombs, and now, all right, thank goodness, Thunder is cleaning house. And obviously a disqualification victory for Thunder. Wait a minute! And Mike Santiago.
Wise move.
I would head for the hills if I were you, Mike.
Might need a cowbell next time to get him down again.
Well, all the scabs in the world and all the cheap shots can't bring down the man they call Thunder. A victory by disqualification. And he said, hey, bring it, wait a minute.
Come on! Get out of the ring!
I think he's letting Santiago know he won.
I would leave if I were you, Mike. Doesn't take a big man to talk from outside the ring. The big man is inside the ring, saying, bring it on, brother. And Mike Santiago, I think, is heading to the locker room.
Yeah.
And that may be the way to go.
I think, at least he's facing his opponent as he's going back to the locker room, right?
Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've still got, hold on a sec. Look at this. Hey, Bobo's in the ring. Thunder's son, all right. A big victory for the man they call Thunder. Ladies and gentlemen, still to come, the heavyweight championship on the line. Big Ugly versus Exile on Portland Wrestling Uncut. We'll be right back.
Stupid!
All right, it is main event time for Portland Wrestling Uncut. And right now, making his way to the ringside area, the Pacific Northwest heavyweight champion, Big Ugly. All right, champ. Great to see you. Well, this is it. You got a title defense now against Exile, the winner of the Battle Royal last week.
You know, the problem is when you ask for the best people, the best talent, the problem is sometimes you get it. and I've given Exile more crap than anybody. I've called him Gabba Gabba. I've made fun of him to no end. But the truth of the matter is this. Exile is probably the biggest test I've ever had my whole time here in Portland. And I would come out here, and not only would I be crazy, I'd be a little stupid if I thought that Exile didn't have what it takes to take this belt. But the one thing I have over Exile is I don't have an old man like Grappler pulling my strings. You see, Exile, what's held you back is Grappler. You see, the Grappler is in it for himself. He jumped on the biggest ship, which goes by the name of Exile, and is trying to ride you off to a championship run. Grappler is one of those guys who cannot do it on his own anymore, so he picked the big dog in the yard. The problem, Exile, is that you fear the Grappler, and I don't. So when the Grappler's in here helping you try to get a win, remember this. If you do walk away with this belt, it wasn't because you did it. It was because the Grappler helped you do it. So Exile, if you come in here and think that I'm not going to give it my best, if I'm not going to take it to you like it's never been taken before, not only are you crazy, you must be stupid.
All right, it is time for a heavyweight championship match. Big Ugly heading to the ring for the challenger. Here's Mr. Devin Dawson.
Entering the arena at this time from Felony Flats, weighing in at 290 pounds, Exile!
All right, Josh, this is what we've been waiting for. Exile versus Big Ugly for the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship. And in the corner, the man at the center of the storm, the 7-time Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion, the Grappler.
Not the Grappler's not stirring the pot at all in this thing, right?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Who, him?
Yeah, who?
All right, that's what it's all about. The 15 pounds of gold, the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship.
He won the Battle Royal last week. This is his shot.
He did. These two men do have a little bit of history. Some of our longtime viewers will remember they met not too long ago, actually in the Grappler's Pit, Josh.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember that episode. Ugly, as he said, he kind of made fun of Exile, had a little fun at his expense. And then if you remember, Exile knocked out the heavyweight champ with one punch.
He gave him a receipt.
Exactly.
And, you know, you're going to go out there. They're going to get after it here. It's going to be a big physical matchup. They don't really like each other. I think they have respect because they know that they're both good wrestlers, but there's no love lost between these two guys.
No, I don't know that Exile's capable of love.
That's a good
He's
point.
capable of hate and expressing it in a very physical way, and that's what he's looking to do right now with the heavyweight champion, Big Ugly. And I think Ugly's right. I think this is undoubtedly his biggest challenge that he's had thus far since he won that heavyweight title from Daivari.
Yeah, you know, in fact, in watching and being around here, this is one of the matches I've been looking forward to watching.
Yeah.
And Exile keeps, with the grappler in his corner, that situation there is unique to me right now because you've seen the last couple of weeks, he's not wanting much of the grappler to ride on his coattails. Like Big Ugly was saying, this grappler could be the thing that was holding Exile back, but at the same time, he's got a title shot.
Well, the grappler is in the corner today, and we'll see if he can help lead Exile to that heavyweight championship. If Exile can do it by himself, and look at that, taking down Big Ugly, taking down that heavyweight champion. You know, in recent weeks, we've seen some dissension in the ranks. Exile has basically told the grappler, hey, quit taking credit for my success.
Yes.
And I'm not happy about the fact that you spent about 3 months slapping me on live television. But nonetheless, he's still under contract and still under the tutelage of the grappler.
Yeah, you know what, at the same time, there's some good things you can learn from the grappler, but what he's been doing the last couple of weeks, trying to overtake book and matches, once you give this guy some power, watch out.
Yeah, I shudder to think what will happen if Exile, his man, does win the heavyweight championship, because already the grappler has a ridiculous amount of power. I think he was pulling on Ugly's ankle there, but he's saying, no, I didn't. But the grappler already has too much power, in my opinion, Josh. And if he is the manager of the heavyweight champion, forget about it.
Oh, it'll just, you know, it'll go to his head, the power, the more money that comes with that, having the champion in your stable. He's going to keep going out there recruiting other talents to come in here, or as he calls them, replacements.
Or scabs.
I was going to say, as the fans and a lot of other people out there call them scabs. He didn't win the gold earlier today in the tag team match.
Look at that. Big Ugly now getting an ankle lock there. He escaped from Exile and now taking the big man down to the mat. Of course, you know, Big Ugly's a big man, 260, 270 pounds, but you put him next to Exile, and you can definitely see he does not have a size advantage here.
I'll tell you what, I'm shocked that I haven't seen as many power moves, but they've done a lot more strategic wrestling.
Yes. Oh, Exile breaking that crossface, gets to the ring. Big Ugly knows submissions. Actually, that hold right there, the crossface, is how he won the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship when he beat Daivari.
With two big guys, I thought there would have been a lot more power, but at the same time, that just shows how good these guys are. When they can mat wrestle, have power moves, they're not lacking in very many areas. That's why he's a champ, and that's why he's the #1 contender.
Yeah, Exile is a fantastic athlete. He is a 280, 290 pounds. He can do a bridging suplex, which people half his size can't do. He can fly around the ring. I've seen him come off the top rope. Big Ugly at the same time, a submission expert, master of various suplexes. Versatile wrestlers with a versatile arsenal of moves.
Well, you have to have more moves in your back pocket when you get up to this level. When you're the champ, you can't come in with 4 moves and think you're going to win.
Right. Well, these are 2 veterans. I mean, both of these men have been around up and down, not just the Northwest, the West Coast, throughout the United
East Coast,
States.
Yes. Then, again, this is what we're getting, though. Portland Wrestling Uncut, they're grapplers, some of his scabs. Okay, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But some of them, they're bringing the best. Everybody wants to come up. They want to take your spot.
Wait, look out.
Oh.
Dropping the heavyweight champion. 1, 2. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm told we have to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the conclusion of this title match on Portland Wrestling Uncut. Welcome back, everybody. Big Ugly versus Exile. And look at that bridging suplex. 1, 2.
Wow.
And the heavyweight champion gets out. Joe V. Josh Wilcox calling our main event tonight.
You mentioned it earlier, a big guy like that throwing a move on a guy like that, that's impressive. That's one of the most impressive moves I've seen him throw in a long time, especially the champ.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't think he's a real athlete, you try to do a bridge right now in your living room while you're watching this. Now imagine doing it while you weigh almost 300 pounds. Exile going to the rope. Big Ugly dropping him down with the shoulder tackle.
Little football tackle there.
Yeah, take back
my
to your
alley.
NFL days there, Josh.
My old XFL, NFL, arena football, wherever else. I don't know. Every
Oregon
place
Ducks,
Canada.
I heard you had a little spell there.
I played at Oregon once or twice, a few times.
All right, chin lock there by the heavyweight champion. The crowd saying, make him tap.
Make him tap, huh?
Yeah, we've got a submission expert, Big Ugly, and of course that is one of his fortes is submission holds, but you're not going to get Exile to submit to that hold.
No, at the same time, there he is, the man wanting his gold.
Yeah, because we haven't seen enough of the grappling today.
Mr. Power Hungry.
Holy smokes, we need to call this Grappler Uncut.
Well, yeah, he already said he has Grappler's Pit, right?
Yep.
So is it going to be Grappler Uncut sometime?
I don't know, and I've also heard that, oh, look at that big boot by Big Exile, KOing the heavyweight champion, going for the pinfall. 1, 2, and Big Ugly makes it to the rope.
A size 15 to the temple.
Now, I've been told that the Grappler still has other replacement wrestlers on tap. He's still talking to Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Some of those guys may be brought in soon. We don't know who's going to bring in next in his hostile takeover of Portland Wrestling Uncut.
And that concerns me a little bit because he, whoa.
Exile telling Grappler to stay out of his match. All right, Exile wants to win it on his own. But hey, you know what? Look behind you there, Exile, because the heavyweight champion is catching a breather. I understand he wants to do this on his own, but now he just let Big Ugly catch his breath.
Could have been the wrong opportunity. Again, the distraction of the grappler might not have worked out in Exile's favor.
Oh, wait a minute. He was able to dodge the bull there, was the heavyweight champion, and now working on that crossface again.
There he is.
That move that did bring in the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship. Big Ugly pulling back on the face of the man they call Exile. Trying to hyperextend that shoulder and elbow. Look at the pain on the challenger Exile's face.
Big tough guy. Getting up though. Holy
Wait a
smoke,
minute, but he got up and he drops Big Ugly. My goodness. I don't know that anyone else is going to use that counter for that hold. You have to be a very powerful man to basically deadlift the heavyweight championship, or heavyweight champion, off the mat like that.
I think you could pull that move off. No?
No comment there, Josh. No? But thank you very much for your trust and
generosity.
Faith in me. Yes, that too. All right, trading right hands now. Exile and Big Ugly. Folks, this is a championship match.
This is a title match.
Boy,
we're seeing a hell of a title
going
match
for a while now, and wait a minute, we got a sleeper hold. Exile with the sleeper hold on the heavyweight champion, and down goes Big Ugly.
Could this be the chance for the grappler to get that belt?
He's a long ways away from the rope. I don't know that Big Ugly can make it. Down goes one hand. Down goes 2 hands. One more time, we've got a new heavyweight champion. The bell. The bell rang. What happened? Did he? The referee just said it's a time limit draw. So both men win, but because it's a title match, It can't, of course, change hands in a draw. Still the heavyweight champion, Big Ugly.
Oh. So time limit.
A time limit draw. Big Ugly still the heavyweight champion. But boy, he doesn't look like a winner right now. Exile was about a fraction of a second away from being a new heavyweight champion. JR out of time, still heavyweight champion Big Ugly.
By a second.
Well, but we will see you next week. You're watching Portland Wrestling Uncut.